What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Planet Destiny weapon review. In this video, we're going to take a good look at the Bretomart stand. It's the HMG that's exclusive to the Iron Banner. So hopefully over the course of the last week when Iron Banner was active, you were able to get your hands on one. Now here are the base stats on the weapon. If you're used to using the Ruin Wake, this is the exact same archetype of HMG as the Ruin Wake. So if you're used to using a Ruin Wake, this is really going to be familiar to you. The Bretomart stand is going to reload just a little bit slower than the Ruin Wake. But other than that, if you're used to using a Ruin Wake, this is going to feel right at home to you. So the Bretomart stand is going to be doing about 50 to the body and 62 to the head in playlists where light level advantages are not enabled. For the most part, you can count on this gun dropping people in, on average, between 4 and 6 bullets. So let's talk about getting an optimal roll for your Bretomart stand. Now, the Bretomart stand that you see in the video here is putting in work, but that being said, it doesn't really have the most optimal rolls. It comes with persistence and braced frame, which are going to up the stability factor of this gun. The other thing that you maybe want to look out for is something that's going to increase the reload speed of the HMG, considering it's pretty stinking slow. So in a pinch, that can really mess you up, unfortunately. So here's what I would recommend if you're looking for an optimal roll on your Bretomart stand. In the first column, it would be pretty beneficial to have something like counterbalance or maybe life support, because a lot of times when you have heavy ammo, that means that your opponents have heavy ammo as well. So it can be helpful to have something that's going to give you instant recovery. So that's why I like life support. But counterbalance is also really helpful because of the stability. It does a lot of damage output. So missing one bullet on something that fires so slowly, though, can really be a game changer in a lot of firefights. Sometimes it comes down to the very last bullet, who gets that last bullet first. So counterbalance is going to help with that. In the middle column, anything that buffs stability is going to be helpful for you. The thing that I don't like about brace frame, which I have on mine, it does increase the stability quite a bit, but it does it at the expense of magazine size. So something like fitted stock in conjunction with counterbalance is going to be just fine and not affect the rest of the stats on the gun in any negative way. In the third column, one of the things that I would recommend that you do, this is one of the perks on an HMG that in my opinion is one of the best, and that's Feeding Frenzy. For those of you who use Thunderlord consistently, you know how helpful that perk can be after you get a kill to be able to reload that magazine very quickly. In threes, it may not be quite as helpful because you can get a full team wipe with a magazine in threes anyways. But in sixes, when things are a little bit more chaotic, then that perk can really help you out because it can set you up for a next engagement, because obviously you can't take on 6 guys with 1 magazine. Now there are also ways of optimizing the ammo capacity for this weapon. You can obviously have pieces of armor that increase how much ammo you can carry, but quite honestly, I would recommend that you don't do that. It's got enough ammo in it anyways when you pick up a heavy ammo box to do all the work that you need to do at heavy round. It would be more optimal, in my opinion, to have armor that increases your special weapon ammo capacity. So ultimately, would I recommend this HMG in your heavy slot in the Crucible? Yeah, I would. I think that the slower firing, heavier hitting sort of have an advantage over the rapid firing ones anyways. Plays out very similarly to something like the Against All Odds back in year 1, which is one of my favorite HMGs. And the Ruin Wake is obviously a very strong HMG as well in the current setup in the Crucible. I think that in PvE, though, it's a little bit different. Quite honestly, there are so many heavy weapons that were just made for PvE, and this isn't one of them. Can it still kill things in PvE? Absolutely. But I think you would be doing yourself a disservice if you're trying to optimize your loadout if you didn't go with something in your heavy slot that was really just made for PvE. A lot of people are turning to swords right now. The exotic swords are really strong in PvE. They can do a lot of fun things. Hopefully this has been helpful for everybody. Hopefully you get your hands on a Bretomart stand in the future. If you didn't get to get one to drop, or you didn't get one from the vendor this week, let us know what your role is. Tell us how you've been enjoying your Bretomart stand so far, what your experience overall has been. And guys, we will catch you in the Crucible.